Wow.
Hello guys, good morning everyone. Am I audible? Hello, is my voice clear to all? Okay. Okay, all right. So we have to start the class today from Azure resource groups, right? We have to start the class from today, Azure resource groups. So see guys, what is Azure resource group here? See, basically it is a placeholder, name or a folder. Okay, basically it is a name or a folder, like a folder, okay, which hold all our resources in Azure. Okay, hold all our resources in Azure. It is a logical container which hold all our resources in Azure. Okay, portal or in Azure Resource Manager. For each resource that you are creating in Azure, okay, each resource that you are creating in Azure must and should be in any of the resource group. Okay, must and should be in any of the resource group. We cannot create a resource in Azure without a resource group. We cannot create a resource in Azure with students. Okay. Now, what the class teacher will do? The class teacher, okay, will create 25 folders separately in his class computer. Okay. If there is 25 students in a class, he'll create 25 folders separately. Okay, 25 individual folders in his class computer. And let us take, there are students like A, student B, C, D, E, F, etc. Like this, 25 students are there. So what he'll do now, for student A, he'll put all the related information of student A in student A folder. Okay, all the relevant information of student A, he'll put it in student A folder, like, his attendance, okay, his mark sheets, okay, his address, okay, the student details, okay, and what else, fee payments, etc., etc. So what is he doing? He's creating a folder, okay, with a student name or with a student ID, and he is creating all that student related information in that folder only. Like this, he'll create one more folder as B. Okay, example, I'll take the name as, A for Akash. The student name is Akash, for an example. Okay, any name, Akash, Amar, whatever it is. Next is, we are having Bhaskar. Okay, so what he'll do, he'll create a folder as Bhaskar if the student name is Bhaskar, and he'll put all the details of Bhaskar student in that Bhaskar folder. Then he'll create another folder with a name called Chaitanya. Okay, ease of management, ease of, okay, governance, etc. His life will become easy if he organize the things in a very well manner right from the beginning. If he is maintaining all the things in a very well, very good manner, then if there are 25 students or 250 students also, he can easily manage. right? If you notice here in my laptop also, in my laptop, what I have done here, see, notice here I have created separate folders. See, Azure DevOps one folder, Azure certifications one folder, okay, and COVID-19 vaccine certification one folder, okay, cognizant documents one folder. So what I'm doing here, separate folders I'm creating, and I'll put all my Azure certifications in this folder only. So down the line, after 6 months, after 1 year, after 5 years, if I need to pass any of my Azure certifications to any one of the member or any one of my manager kind of, then directly I'll come to this folder and I'll pick the certificate whatever I want. If I want to give any of the COVID-19 certificate, okay, to any of the people, directly I'll come to this folder, I'll give the COVID-19 certificate. Okay, this is for about my and my family. All the certificates of COVID-19 I am keeping here in this folder. So what we'll do here, we'll create folders separately for each and everything. And then what we'll do, we will maintain the work very easily. In the same way, in Azure, we'll create resource group to segregate the resources, to divide the resources. Like how I have divided here, certificates of COVID-19, certificates of Azure. Okay, see, these are all the Azure certifications I'm having. Then this is some of the documents of my mother. Okay, this is another thing like this. Separate folders I have created so that, my maintenance, my management, my way of, living life will be easy. Okay, fine. So likewise, in Azure also, what we are doing in Azure also, we are creating multiple folders for application wise, because when you work as an Azure DevOps engineer, you are going to maintain, you are going to manage multiple clients, not one or two clients. You are going to manage multiple clients, or maybe one client will give you multiple applications also to develop. Okay, client is only one, Bank of America. Okay, one client only, but this client will give you some 10 applications to develop. Okay, now this 10 applications to develop, this client will give you, multiple applications. It could be, Iowa, okay, Samoa, examples I'm just taking. These are the applications name, okay, EFX, okay, then performance center, okay, like this different applications the client will give you to develop and maintain. So what will you do now? For Iowa application, you need some resources, right? You need, servers, you need databases, you need networks, you need containers, you need container instance, you need container registry, you need load balancers, you need app services, etc. These are all the Azure resources that you will create for this application. All this we are going to learn in the upcoming classes, guys. Don't need to worry. I'm just telling you. So all these resources you will create in this for this application Iowa. Same for this application also, you will create the resources. Maybe here you are creating some 5 servers, okay, 4 databases, 2 networks, okay, and then 5 containers, okay, 4 container instance, whatever it is, kind of infrastructure or kind of resources and services that you are developing for this application. Likewise, you will implement for this application also. You will implement for this application also. Like this, for every application, you will implement the infrastructure. So what will you do now here? When you are developing for this application, then here you can put this in a resource group called Iowa RG. We will create one resource group with a name called Iowa RG, and then you will put all this here resources, services in this resource group only. If there are 200 members, 200 members, okay, working in a team. Just just assume, okay. If the team is this much big also, everyone has to follow the rules, the protocols, and the procedures. Understood, guys? Is that clear? And now all these resources and services for this Somava application, I'll create one RG called Somava, okay, Somova underscore RG. What will happen with this? If everyone is following a standard, a procedure, then when the project grows, when the project becomes 4 years old, 5 years old, if you are organizing the things very properly as per the standards, then you or your team member won't face any management challenges, any governance challenges. Correct or not, guys? You are creating these services for Samava application and you are putting it in Iowa RG instead of Samava RG. Then after 6 months, after 1 year, your life will become hell. For that reason, Azure also says that, resource groups are must. Okay, it's for your maintenance, for your ease of management, for your ease of governance, for your ease of survival in the projects. That's true because IT projects are very, very big. IT projects are very, very big. Okay. One IT project, one IT project may, you know, last for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years also. Trust me. The employees will come and the employees will go, but the project will run in the company. If you say here in TCS, Infosys, okay, Cognizant and all, I have seen such projects which are running from 12 years, same project, 15 years, same project, 20 years, same project. So the employees will come, they will work for 2 years, 3 years, they leave the company, they will join some other company, but still the project goes on for years long. Getting, guys, is that clear? And remember here, you cannot create with one account. Yes, in one account, you can maintain multiple projects. Now, I don't want to discuss anything about account here, else people will get confused. What is account here? Okay. So when the time comes in, I'll explain what is an account also. So right now, I'm saying that different applications means different clients or maybe one client with different applications. Yes, that is also possible. And we have to have the resource groups and all the things here for that respective application and what all the services, what are the cloud services that you are creating, these for that respective application, we can put it here in this respective application RG. Okay. And the other point here, guys, please remember, we cannot create a resources in Azure without a resource group. See, I have bolded here. We cannot create a resource in Azure without a resource group. This you have to keep in mind. Okay. Microsoft says that, Microsoft says that you can put your resources in any of the resource group. It is your choice. If you are putting in a proper manner, in a proper naming convention in that respective resource group, then your life will be easy. Your maintenance management will be easy. If you don't want to put, you want to put this application resources in this resource group, okay, Azure will accept it, no problem. Azure cloud won't throw you an error, but later on it will be problematic for you. But yes, for every resource, you have to put it in a resource group. Every resource, you have to put it in a resource group. RG. RG stands for resource group. Okay. What is resources here? Resources and services means this ones. Servers, databases, networks, containers. Okay. Docker containers, I mean. Docker containers, container instance, container registries, load balancer, app services. These are all called the resources or services. Okay. So Azure without a resource group. Resource group is just nothing but a folder. Like this is one folder, right? And this folder is carrying all my certificates. In the same way, resource group is also nothing but a folder which will hold all your resources in the Azure cloud computing platform. Okay. Go here to portal.azure.com group. See, you got it. You got it here. Click on this one. So already there are some 2 resource groups available in your Azure account. 2 resource groups are there. First is default resource group -eus name, and the other one is my-rg. The other resource group name is my-rg. Okay, fine. So what I'll do here, I'll create a new resource group. So you want to create a new resource group, then click on here, create. Click here on create. Now, suppose for an example, any resource you create, okay, any resource you create in Azure, any resource you create in Azure, okay, that must and should be placed in a resource group for sure. Without it, you cannot create the resource or service itself. Okay. See, suppose for an example, I want to create a virtual machine. I want to create a virtual machine. Okay. I click on virtual machine here. I click on create Azure virtual machine. Okay. Now, in order to create an Azure virtual machine, all these details you have to fill. Basic tab. These all details you have to fill. Okay. I'll explain these details in the upcoming classes. Okay. Everything I'll explain in detail. So all these things we have to fill. Okay. These are the multiple tabs that you have to work upon to create a server in cloud. To create a server in cloud, you have to work upon these multiple tabs. And in these multiple tabs, this is the error we are getting in basics tabs and networking tab. It should be empty. It's showing an error. This Azure portal is very smart. This portal's trust. In that, resource group is also one of the parameters that is must and should you have to pass. That's why in the notes I have written here very clearly, you cannot get a resource in Azure without a resource group. Fine. So I'll just go here. I'll go to home now. Okay. I'll click on the resource groups. Okay. And then I'll click on create and I'll create a resource group with a name. Okay. This is the subscription. Okay. I'm having only one subscription. Might be in your real-time projects, you would be having some 3-4 subscriptions or 2-3 subscriptions or 8 to 10 subscriptions. It depends. Okay. So I'll just say here the subscription and resource group name. Okay, you give the resource group name as your choice. I'll give it as Naresh RG. Naresh RG. Next, here, region. Where you want to create the resource group. See, Plenty of options are there for you. To create the resource group, plenty of options are there. You can create it in East US, East US 2, South Central US, West US 2. Sitting in your home, on your bed, you can create the resource group in these regions. Amazing, amazing. Because Microsoft has integrated all the data centers with this cloud portal. This is one data center available in East US. This is one data center available in East US too. This is one data center available in South Central US. One data center in West US too. Like this, see, Australia is Southeast Asia, North Europe, Sweden, UK, Southwest Europe, Central US, Africa, North Central India, East Asia, Japan, Korea, Canada, France, Germany, Norway, Switzerland, UAE, Brazil, Qatar. Oh my God, the list just goes on. Wherever you want, you can pick up. You can say here East US, just click of a mouse, that is finished. Or Australia is just click of a mouse. You want to create Central US, just with the click of a mouse, you can do it. You want to create it in South India, just click of a mouse. Like this, it just goes. Wherever you want, you can pick it up. Your choice. So I'll just say here East US. Fine. Next, click here on tags. Click here on tags. Tags is basically the titles, guys. Titles. Okay. Like, why you are creating this resource group? What is the purpose of this resource group? What the resources this resource group is going to carry? This resource group is for what application, etc., etc. That you can pass the tags here. Okay, let us take for an example. This resource group is for what application? Pass the name here as application, and name of the application could be Iowa. Example, I'm taking your application name. Okay, any name, whatever the application name you have to pass. Then resource group type. It is going to carry what? Web servers or database servers, front-end services or back-end services. Okay, you can say here type as a front-end services. Okay, it is going to carry the servers or databases or what it is basically. Like this, titles you can give it here. A resource group can carry any type of service. A resource group can carry servers, networks. Resource group can carry every single thing. Fine. Next here, say review plus create. See, when you click on review plus create, it has checked Azure portal, Azure cloud portal has checked what are the inputs you have given, this as well as this. If all these inputs are correct, then it will pass your validation. See, it will pass your validation. And once your validation got passed, it one resource group. Now see, one new resource group we have seen with a name called Naresh RG. Now you can use this resource group to create the resources and services. Okay, you can create a resource group here to create the resources and services. Okay, fine. Now remember, guys, always remember, whenever we are creating, okay, whenever we are creating resource or services in Azure cloud computing, then there are certain things that always you have to pass. Then there are certain things that always you have to pass. And what are the certain things here that always you have to pass? Those are these things. Like, name of the resource that what you are creating, region where you want to create, resource group name, in which resource group you want to put, okay, subscription, in which subscription you want to create, and then tags. Tags I have told just now, okay, etc. Like this, 4 to 5 things are there that always you have to pass when you are creating resources or services in cloud computing. Is that clear? Now, suppose for an example, if you are creating a virtual machine, okay, say you create Azure virtual machine, then see subscription you have to give here, resource group you have to give here, name of the service, the same thing I mentioned here. See subscription, name of the resource means virtual machine name. Virtual machine is one resource, you have to give name. Let us give the name as Naresh VM. Any name you can give. You can give it as India VM. India VM. Any name, your choice. Or you can give it as my VM. It is accepting. You are getting a green check mark. It is accepting. Region that you have to give, and this tax. This tax is also common for each and every resource that when you are creating, you will get this for sure. Okay, guys. So these are some key points for resource groups for your interviews point of view. So very simple and straightforward key points, guys. Just read it. Okay. That will help you a lot for your interviews point of view. Okay. So resources and services is what? Anything that we are deploying and provisioning for our application or project needs is called as resources and services. Example of resources and services is this one. Same I have mentioned here also. Example of resources and services. See, these are all the example of resources and services. Okay, is that clear, guys? Here also definition in a very simple manner I have given here the example of definition of resources and services, and example of resource and service also. Okay. Next, what is a virtual machine? Okay, what is a virtual machine here? Okay. Okay. So Dilip, just hold on for some time. So what is a virtual machine here? Virtual machine is basically nothing but a server. Okay. Virtual machine, you can call it as VM. You can call it Azure workload. When you are creating in Azure cloud, then we call it as Azure workload. Okay, multiple names. Okay, so virtual machine is what? Nothing but a server. My laptop is also one server, one computer, right? Computer. So it is a combination of many things. Server is a combination of many things. Computer is a combination of many things. Computer is having operating system, computer is having disks, computer is having a network, computer is having a NIC, computer is having IP addresses, computer is having NSGs, etc., etc. So when you are creating one server, one VM or one server in cloud, you are going to create many other things along with it. Automatically, Azure will create. Okay, human is a combination of multiple organs. Human body is a combination of multiple organs. Like, we are having liver, kidney, heart, hands, legs, eyes, nose, nerves, etc. Combination of all these things, we call it as a human being, human body. In the same way, server is also a combination of many things like operating system, disks, network, IPs, storage, if needed, network, NSGs, NIC, network interface card, etc., etc. So when you are creating a server in Azure, then it is a combination of many things. It is a software computer that runs an operating system and applications in it. It also contains a set of resources in it. What is that? OS disk, storage disk, network, IP, NSG, NIC, other supporting files, others, networks, etc., etc. To deploy VM, if you want to deploy VM in cloud, then all these details you have to fill. Okay, all these details you have to fill here one by one. And I'll explain all these details when we are deploying a virtual machine. What is these details? What is this we have to fill? What are those used for? Every single thing I'll explain. Okay, in tomorrow's class, because to deploy one server, it will take at least 45 minutes of time. 45 minutes of time it is needed to deploy one server in cloud for the first time. For the first time, remember, again I'm telling, for the first time I'll take 45 minutes of time to deploy the server, because I'm going to explain you each and every single option here, what it is, why it is, how it is, why we have to give, what will happen if we won't give, why we are passing and all. After that, you can create a server in 5 minutes in cloud. After that, when you become perfect, you will create the server in cloud just in 5 minutes. That much speed it is. Okay. So as it's the first time for us, so I'll just stop the class here. In tomorrow's class, virtual machine is completely new concept. I'll just take it up in tomorrow's class, and we'll start a fresh concept from Monday's class. Okay. Fine. So any questions, anyone? Dilip, what is your question? In one subscription, we can create multiple resource groups. So to understand it better, in one business, if you can create multiple resource group for load balancer, DB for application wise, Dilip, application wise, you are segregating your resource group. Okay, I have given a very nice example here. See, multiple applications are there for you. For each and every application, you will create one resource group, and what all the things you are creating for that application, like load balancer and all. Then you can, put all the resources and services in that respective application resource group. Okay. Yes, we can assign, we can give multiple tags. Okay. We can put multiple tags for a resource group, maybe maximum 10, 12 tags, 10 to 12 tags, maybe more than 12 tags, you can put it here. For virtual machines also, we can give the tags. For storage services, we can give the tags. For containers, we can give the tags. For networks, we can give the tags. I'll just show in the upcoming classes, guys. Have some patience. Definitely, knowledge is something you will, increase day by day. Not in one day, you will get the complete knowledge. Correct or not, guys? So when we are deploying the resources and services, I'll just explain the things here. Okay. For virtual machines, I'll show how we can add the tags and all. Okay. No, Revant, very good question. Revant, no, it is not needed. Your resource group could be in one region, and your VM, your storage, your network could be in a different region. It doesn't matter. But normally we'll put it in the same region. In your real-time projects, when you are creating it, it is 99% that will put our resource group and regions in the same place only, in the same region only. Resource groups and services in that resource group, we can put it. Okay, fine. Puja, assignments is something when I finish the lab. Okay, when I finish the lab, okay, so you can do the same lab. Okay, what all I have done, that is your assignment only. Okay, so you can take up that and you can do the practice. That is obviously your assignment. So for an example, if you see today we have done just a resource group deployment. If you want, you can do it, but don't do right now. Let us, have some 2-3 days still go on, because if you want to do it, then you have to create an Azure account. An Azure account is a problem with 1 month limitation, 1 month time for us. So let us proceed further more. Let us have some 4 or 5 lab classes. Then you can create an Azure account. Then you can start doing the assignments. The labs, basically, whatever I'm creating, you have to do it on the same day or next day, or after 2 days, after 5 days, after 10 days, based upon your convenience. You can do the assignments and labs. Whatever I'm doing, just do the same. That will be your assignments only. Okay, guys, is that clear? Okay. All right, guys. Is everything is done? Okay. Then I'll just close the class for today. Okay. We'll connect again on Monday. Monday, same time. And Monday, we'll start with virtual machines. Okay. Monday, we'll start with virtual machines. Yes. Shahul Sheikh, I'm going to share the document with all of you. This is the material that I'm having here. Okay. We are referring this material throughout the classes. This material, I'm going to share it. But just now, today only, we have freeze the batch. Okay. So give me some time. It's too early to give me the material, and this material I'll keep updating. I'll keep adding the concepts in this material. So give me some time. Okay. Definitely I'll share it, no doubt. But maybe mostly by next. Yeah. All right. So for the other batches also, I'm just sharing in Google Drive. So I'll share it in the Google Drive for all of you. You can go ahead. I'll share you the Drive link. You can go ahead. You can go to that link and you can download the material. Okay, just give me some time, guys. Just today only we have freeze the batch. We have locked the batch. Till yesterday, all these 8 to 9 days, we were having open free link. Now today only we have freeze the batch. Okay, fine. Khaja, what I have to respond you? I'm responding each and everyone here, whatever the comments I'm saying for them. So what I have to respond you? Am I audible to you, Khaja? Okay, guys, then for the people who are not having anything to ask, they may leave the class. No problem. Okay. Khaja, please be quick. So the people who are not having any questions, they may leave the class. No problem. We'll connect again on Monday, 7:30 a.m. And then we'll start with the virtual machine concept. I'm going to show you virtual machine deployment, guys. Very, very important classes from here onwards. Every class is practicals only, no theoretical. I won't teach the things theoretically. Everything I'll show practically. So please be available to the classes without any dumas. No, nothing. No, okay. If you know these things, then that is sufficient for you. Okay. Yeah, that is fine. That is fine, Khaja. That is fine. Okay. As I have told in the very beginning of the classes, like first or second class, if you check the recordings, I told very clearly in my syllabus, in my course curriculum, I'm starting everything from the scratch. Okay, no need to worry. Okay, I'll just cover it up everything. If you know the other things also, like what he has mentioned, then it will be a value add, additional advantage for your profile. Okay. All right, guys, then thank you so much. Okay. We'll connect again on Monday. Have a nice day ahead. Have a nice weekend.